Okay, so what do you do when you are, well, only my Facebook people know, my friends and family know that I broke my ass. Not literally. I have a sacrum sprain, and you can Google that. I'm not going to explain it. It basically means I've been in bed for quite a few days. So, what do we do when we're in bed? Well, I've been doing some more writing, but there was this one I wanted to share because it's times like this that we're reminded, I got reminded on Saturday when I was in the hospital getting checked over, and there was this lovely old couple. They've been married for 68 years. Do you know what I mean? And she was rubbing his hand, and there was so much in love, and it was beautiful. And like, wow, Anyway, that's the second time I've witnessed that kind of love in my lifetime so far. So it gives me hope. Anyway, I've got 3 books out now that, and I'm still writing because there's so much of life I still haven't touched on. Not even the tip of the iceberg. Do you know what I mean? So much healing, so much strength, so much empowerment there is when you start healing, and you can feel it. Even though my ass is broken, you can even ask my sister. My temperament is changing. You come out of that victim mentality, and we're allowed in it. We are. That's it's a time for it's part of like reaching out and saying help me, but you don't know how to because nobody ever did, right? So it's kind of like we're lost in this dark room, just putting our hands everywhere and just like, are you there, are you there, are you there? And in the end, no. And the thing about being surviving a lot of different traumas is people just don't know what to talk to you about. Do you know what I mean? Because you're past that. I don't talk about hair, don't talk about nails. Can't give a crap really. I find it extremely boring. I am intense to talk to. I get that. So I do have a small tribe of people who are I get to really in deep vent with, so to speak. But anyway, I'm going to share this with you because I don't want to go on to too many minutes because then no one gets to listen because you've checked out. Here we go. I once whispered to my healer, I feel safest when I stand alone. He looked into my soul and said, that is not independence. That is grief wearing armor. And in that moment, my heart remembered everything. It is grief. For the prayers that went unanswered, for the hands that never reached back, for the child who became her own shelter in the storm. It is grief for learning too young that no savior was coming. So you became the strength, the comfort, the rescue. You did not choose to be unbreakable. Life demanded it of you. So you swallowed your tears and built wings from pain. You turned wounds into wisdom. You learned to walk through the fire with grace. You planned, you protected, you prepared for every fall because falling once meant no one caught you. They call you strong, they call you independent. But what you really, truly are is sacred resilience. A soul who survived storms meant to destroy her and emerged powerful, intuitive, fully awake. And one day you will no longer carry everything alone. One day you will rest in love that feels safe, not because you're weak, but because you have earned peace. And that's the goal. My heart's never been closed off to possibilities of, I do believe there's one soul out there that doesn't look like strength, that I'm definitely more wide awake and healed from that. Because really, they're not strong at all, you know? And it's normally my mouth because it gets me in trouble because I'm not opinionated. I just call you out on your bullshit. Do you know what I mean? I've never took it. I've never sat there and gone, oh my God, how could you say that? It's more like, who the fuck do you think you're speaking to? Do you know what I mean? When they start screaming at you. And even when I get punched in the face, trust me, I've had a few of those bangs in the heads and thrown to the floor and whatever. It's never happened and will never happen again. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm a fighter. And if I'm quiet, I'm fucking planning, mate. Word to the wise. you know. So anyway, keep doing it and know your worth. You know, there's nothing lonelier than being with somebody and being alone. So I'd rather be on my own and be alone than be with somebody and feel that way ever again. All right? Because sometimes when you want something, it's not really what you need. Anyway, bye for now.